Hi guys, you're welcome to DSSG Nation. So if this is your first time watching the video from DSSG Nation, do make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so we can notify you when I update. So today we are going to be giving a summary or some kind of summarization about the bone skull. So the skull generally, we are going to be discussing it. So we can't even call the skull a bone because it's made up of different bones. So we have the temporal, the acronym for that is first up actually. So without taking much of your time, let's just get it. Hi guys. Yeah, welcome back. Now, we said we are going to be talking about the skull. The skull. Now, for a brief introduction, so fact has it that the bone skull, this skull rather, is the most complex bony structure of the body. It is the complex of all the body bones. So now it is complex, but why? We are going to be getting into that later. So, but strictly you can just say it is complex because it is made up of different types of bones. Now, to get started, the skull, the major function of the skull is to house the brain. House the what? To house the brain. So that is its major function. But we're still going to be talking about different functions later. Now, the skull strictly, it is divided into two parts. The first one is the cranium. The cranium. And the second one is the face. So the skull is everything about all this health. So you can call the skull the head as well. So everything about the head is the skull. Now, we now said the head totally is divided into two. So if we have to divide all this head into two, we are going to have the cranium. The cranium is just that space that houses what? That houses the brain alone. Right from this plate, the bridge of my of my eyebrow. So to what? To this place. So just like the occipital bone. This one is called the occipital bone. So that is where we have the what? The brain, and that is the cranium. And after making some kind of demarcation like this, what am I going to be left with? I'm going to be left with this alone. And now from the bridge of this eyebrow to the chin, so that is the face. So we have some bones that are made up the cranium, and same thing with the face. So I'm going to be talking about that later. Now, that is the meaning of the cranium and what? And the face. Now, this cranium, it is also divided into two parts. So the first one is called the vault. The vault. And the second one is called the base. Now, what is the vault? What is the base? So let's say I'm giving a technical drawing of my head facing this place. So what are we going to have? So this is what I'm going to have. Now, what we are going to have is a structure that looks like this. Now, this will be the person's head, right? Now, from ear to ear, I'm tracing. From ear to ear. All this place is known as the vault. The vault what? The vault. Now, then if this is the vault, it means it is the part of the head, the part of the skull that covers the brain anteriorly. This is anterior in the front. This is superior. And then this is posterior, the back. That's from the knowledge of our anatomical terms. And this side will be the lateral. Lateral. So all these things that I'm labeling using anatomical positions, they are the vaults. So the vault is from here, everything right here. Then here is part of the vault. This bone is part of the vault. So here, this side is part of the vault. And the function is to house the vault, to house the brain. Now, they are the vaults, which means the vault is enclosing the brain anterior, posteriorly, and what? And superior, laterally. Now, that is what? Anterior, posteriorly. Anterior, posteriorly. So it means from front to back, and then superior, laterally. Superior, laterally. So, and that is superior, that is the head, and then laterally means by the side. So, it is covering the brain from the top side to the side, rather, from the top to the sides. And then from the front to what? To the back. So that is that the vault. Now, this base, it is right from here to here. So it's just from the word base. So base is something that something can sit on, or the part that a structure or an object can use to sit. But here, if this is the base, it is just the part that the brain is resting on. So it serves as the base for the what? For the brain. So the base is resting on this base. So the base is resting on what? Is resting on the base. So that is the function of the base. So the base is resting, the brain rather is resting on the what? The brain is resting on the brain. So that is that about the cranium. Now, what are those bones that forms the vault and the base? Strictly, what are the bone of the cranium? That's what I'm talking about. So the bone of the cranium, the acronym for that is first top. First top. So the F is frontal bone. Frontal bone. Now, where is the frontal bone? Just from what front? So this is the frontal bone. So it means the frontal bone is the one that is covering the brain artery, that is housing the brain artery, the brain rather, that is housing the brain artery. So this is the frontal bone. Then the E, we call it the ethmoid. Ethmoid. So ethmoid. So the ethmoid bone. So where is the ethmoid bone? This base is made up of two bones strictly. The first one is the ethmoid bone, and the other one is called the sphenoid. So sphenoid. So the two are forming the base, which means right here you have what? We have the sphenoid and the ethmoid. So forming the base right here. So after that, we have the S. That is the sphenoid. So they both form the what? The base for the what? For the cranium. That is where the brain rests on. Now, after that, we have the what? First T. You have the temporal bone. Temporal bone. So the temporal bone, where is it? The temporal bone, the word temporal is from the word temple. So the temple of the head is this side. So it is protecting the brain laterally. So the temporal bone and the bone just right here. So those are what's the temporal bone. Now the temporal bone is here. Now the next one is what? Is the O. The O is the occipital bone. So you can also call it occipit. So occipital bone. So where is the occipital bone? The occipital bone is covering the brain posteriorly, so at the back. So this is what the occipital bone. So just right here, this is the occipital bone. It's located posteriorly. And finally, we have the word the parietal. So that is what is the parietal bone. Parietal. So parietal bone. So parietal bone, they are the one that the most superior part of the head. So this place, we have the what? We have the parietal bone. So this is our parietal bone. So that is about the cranium. So what about the face? Now, a quick recap for this. We said the skull is divided into two parts. The first one is the cranium, and the other one is the face. So we said the cranium is just right from here. So everything I'm touching right now is the cranium, and the face is the one left with this from the bridge to the chin. And now after that, we said the cranium itself is divided into two. So we have the what? We have the vault. Vault actually means a safe. So using English word, vault means a safe. So it says is where you keep something valuable. So that thing that is valuable that this vault is housing is the brain. And now we said the vault itself is made up of different types of bones. So and it covers the brain anterior, posteriorly, and superior laterally. Now we have the what? We have the base. So the base is where the brain rests on. So we said the base is made of two bones strictly, and that is what the ethmoid and the what? And the sphenoid. Now, together with the bone that forms the cranium, we have the acronym first up. We have the what? The frontal, ethmoid, sphenoid, temporal, occipital, and parietal. So the temporal are two, and the parietal are two. So that is that about the what? About the cranium. Now to the face. The face is just everything from here to this chin. Now, from here to here, so the acronym for the bone right here is L, M, N, Z, V. So your M is squared, which means you have L. So this L is lacrimal bone. Lacrimal bone. So that's just the way to remember it easily. So the M is what? The M is maxillary bone. Maxillary bone. So you can also call it the maxilla. So the next one is mandible. 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 So after that we have the N. So the N is nasal bone. Nasal bone. So the Z right here is zygomatic bone. Zygomatic bone. So the I is inferior nasal concave. Inferior nasal concave. So the next one is the P. So the P is the palatine bone, and the V is the vomer bone. Now, just short explanation about all these bones. For example, now we talk about the maxillary bone here. So the maxillary bone is what that forms the maxilla. So the maxilla is right here. So this is the maxilla. So there are two. So they are fixed at this position, just right here. So we have two maxillary bones, so fitting together at this point. So that is where the upper teeth, that is where they have their socket. So after that, we have the mandible. So for the mandible, that is the bone that forms the chin. So everything right here, the lower jaw. So the maxilla is called the upper jaw. So the mandible is what? Is the lower jaw. So and after that, we have the nasal bone. From the word nasal, it means nose. Is a part of the bone that forms the nose. Sorry, is a bone that forms the part of the nose. And after that, we have the zygomatic bone. So the zygomatic bone is also called the cheekbone or the beauty bone. So here is it. So the more they call it the beauty bone because the more prominent it becomes, so the more beautiful the person looks like. And that is why when you're smiling, you look more beautiful because you make this zygomatic more protruding the dead point. So that's that. And that after that, you have the inferior nasal. Okay. So it forms part of the nose too. You have the palatine bone. So the palatine bone is actually from the word palate. So you have the eye and the soft palate under our digestive system. You can go and check the video so you can get the palate very well. So you have the vomer bone. Vomer bone is the kind of bone that forms part of the septum of the nose. In anatomy, the word septum is something that divides. So for example, we have the cardiac septum. So that is dividing the right side of the heart from the left. So in the brain, we have the septum pellucidum, or you can also call it septum lucidum. That is dividing the two ventricles, the two lateral ventricles to be precise. So another septum within the body system. So here we have the nasal septum. The nasal septum is the one that divides the nose into two nostrils, two holes. So the bone that forms it, one of those bones is called the vomer bone. So it forms both the nasal septum. So that's about it. Now let's just rub the board and let's coming back with just a quick revision of the score. So stay tuned. Hi guys. Yeah, welcome back. So now we're going to give you a quick summary of everything we've talked about on the score, just like a quick recap. Now we said the score. Let's do this in form of chat, so you can just have something you can just check or look whenever you have difficulty remembering it. So we said the score is the most it is the most complex body structure of the body, and then we said it is divided into what? Into two parts. So the first one is called what? It's called the cranium. So cranium. And the second one is what? Is the face. Now, for the cranium, the cranium too is divided into two. So the first part is called the vault. I will say the vault means a secret thing that is holding something important. So what is that thing important that the vault is holding? That is the brain. Now we have the what? The base. So we said the base is where the what? Is where the brain rests on. Why the vault is what? Why the vault is where is that part of the head, that part of the skull that is outside the brain, anteriorly, posteriorly, and superior lateral. So after that, oh, I forgot something. Let me just note it down. That is suture of the skull. So automatically later. Now the vault and the base. Now after that, we said this cranium together they are made up of bones. So and the acronym for that for those bones is first up. So we said the F is what? The F is frontal bone. Frontal bone. According to some texts, they will call it the sensipede. So and the opposite is occipit right here. So then the E is what? Ethmoid bone. Ethmoid bone, and after that you have the sphenoid bone. So the ethmoid and the sphenoid, so these two guys they form the base. So the other ones forms the vault. So after the S you have the what? T, that is temporal, located by the side. So and after that you have the what? You have the O, that is occipit, occipital bone. Rather, let's just say occipital bone. And after that we have the P, and that is the parietal bone. Parietal bone. Now, for this face, we said the acronym is L, M, N, Z, then V. So the M is square. So we said we have the lacrimal, so the lacrimal bones. So then we said we have the maxilla, so maxillary. Then we have the mandible, we call the mandibulary bone. After that, we have the N, that is the nasal bone. So nasal bone. After that, we have the what? We have the I, okay, sorry, Z. That is the zygomatic. We call that the cheekbone or the beauty bone. So zygomatic bone. After that, we have the eye, the inferior nasal concave. So from the part of the nose, inferior nasal concave. So concave. And after that, you have the what? You have the P, that is the palatine bone. Palatine bone. So after that, you have the V, which is the vomer bone. Vomer bone. Now, that's regarding about a quick summary for this. Now, the bone, most especially this cranium, it is connected together by some kind of sutures. So sutures are just like joints of the what of the skull. So let's quickly talk about that. Let me rub the word off and then we'll talk about it. So stay tuned. Yeah, welcome back. Now we're talking about the sutures of the skull. So sutures. So just sutures is just like joints. So we have four sutures of the skull, or four sutures in the skull rather. Now, what are those four sutures? We said sutures are just some kind of joints. And what are joints? Joint is from the word join. And when you say something joins together, something is joined together, it means some things are coming together to fuse. Now, for this skull, we said we have different different types of bone rather. So these sutures, they are found majorly in the cranium, the vault to be precise. And don't forget, the acronym for the vault is Frontal. But let me just give a normal, a simple diagram for us to get this better. Now, let's say this is the diagram of the vault for someone that is just pressing on his head. So the diagram of my head goes this way. You know, this piece is wider, and then it becomes thinner right in front here. So if we are using this as an example, it means, oh sorry, let me just make this symmetric as much as possible. Now, this is just someone turning out his vault, or his cranium for us. Now it means in front of this place, we are going to have the what? We are going to have the frontal bone. So this will be the frontal bone now. The frontal what? The frontal bone. And now, connected with some other bones right here. So these two, they are called the parietal. Let's do it this way. Let's make it this way. So these two are superior body and they are called the parietal. Parietal bones. Parietal bone. And now these two here, they are called the temporal by the side. Temporal. And here we have the occipital bone. Occipital bone. So these are the bones of the vault. So they have frontal. So the S and the E, they form the base. But the others form the what? They form the vault. So the other acronyms are right here. Now, this is the frontal bone. We realize that it's connected with these two temporal right here, right? So they are connected with temporal right here. With the parietal, sorry. So the frontal is connected with the parietal at this point. So this suture that is connecting this parietal, these two parietals with what? With the frontal. This suture is called coronal suture. Coronal suture. Coronal suture. Now, these two parietals are just connected, they are joined together at this center, this main site. So this suture is called the sagittal suture. The sagittal suture. So the sagittal suture. And finally, okay, thirdly, that's the third one. These two guys, this parietal, they are connected with the occipital bone at this suture. So this suture is called the lambdoidal suture. Lambdoidal suture. And finally, this parietal is connected with the temporal right here. So parietal is connected with the temporal right here and right here as well. So the name of these two guys, two sutures are called squamous suture. Squamous suture. Now, that is just a pictorial illustration just by looking at it. Now, to make this easier, we said we have the frontal bone right here. And then we said we have the parietal right here. So if we have parietal right here, we have the frontal here. It means they're divided like this. Now, go back to your body plane. Which kind of plane divides the body like this? So it's going to divide the head like this into front and back. That is the frontal plane, also called the coronal plane. So once you remember that it is the coronal plane that this suture forms, you are going to remember that it is the coronal suture. I really hope you get that. Now, after that, let's talk about this one, these two parietal. So these two parietal, they are going to be right here, which means they divide the body like this. So if they cut someone like this using the body plane, it means they are going to divide the person into two equal parts. And which plane is that? It is sagittal plane. So it means the plane, the suture that divides the what? The two parietal, or that joins the two parietal. Let's see that. Let's use it as joint rather. So the suture that joins the two parietal together, we call the what? We call the sagittal suture. So then right here, let's say we are doing ONG, I would have been talking about the bregma and the lambda. But in short, just know that this one is the lambdoidal. So the opposite for the corona, and by the side it is squamous. So that is the end of this video for today. So in our next class, hopefully we are going to be talking about the scapula. So just make sure you tick the notification icon and subscribe as well. And please like this video and share with your friends. So I take it that you enjoyed the video. So if you do, just make sure you give it thumbs up. And if this is your first time watching a video from the SS Generation, do make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so we can notify you about it.